What's up, y'all? We figured we'd make a quick video. We're on the 40 East. We're on the East Coast, headed to the West Coast. Just trying to get down the road as safely as possible. I want to make a quick video. I was checking out YouTube the other day and watched a video from a pretty popular trucker, YouTuber, whatever you want to call them. Has quite a bit of subscribers and followers and gets a lot of views, and that's cool. That's good for him. But he made a video about team trucking, and it was only a 7 or 8, 9, whatever minute video. But I watched it and I found some of the things in it kind of disingenuous, so to speak. Of course, he started out his video, and of course, there's sponsors popping up all around him and all that stuff. And he basically, to sum the video up, was saying, team driving is not a good thing. It's a dangerous thing. You shouldn't do it. Shouldn't be allowed, basically, is what he was saying. And he said, I'll give you a couple of good points, about team driving. And basically, he was trying to make it sound like the only good thing about team driving was for the companies, about how they could double the workload for, the cost of 1.5 drivers, and how it was a good way to train, and basically everything good about it was for the company. Everything else was towards the drivers not good. I just took a little issue with that. He's basically saying that only the company profits off of team driving. That they may, they can haul a load or 2 loads, and for the cost of 1.5 drivers. You understand though, when you run team driving, you're going to make more than running solo. So you can word it as saying the company is going to make, instead of having to pay what they would pay 2 solo drivers, they pay the team 1.5 times. But you're also going to make that as a driver. Okay, so you're going to make more. You're going to make 1.5 times what a solo driver makes. Okay, it's just, you can't argue that point with me, because look, this is what I do for a living. This is what we do for a living. Okay, I get the paychecks. I've seen it. I've drove by myself. I've seen it. Okay, that's just the way it is. He continues on saying that another reason that it's virtually impossible to sleep in a moving truck. Look, I'm not gonna argue whether or not it takes somebody maybe some getting used to sleep in a moving truck. I can speak for myself. I don't have any problems at all. Sleep like a rock. Okay. I don't know what else to tell you. So to say that it's virtually impossible to sleep in a truck, you're stretching the truth. Okay, to me, you're not being very honest, and it's like you're trying to shift the narrative in the way that you want it to go. Okay, he went on to say that back in the day that people used to drug up and drug down so they could sleep in a truck. And that's not true either. Okay, people used to drug up so they wouldn't sleep in a truck, so they could run coast to coast and make money and BS their logbooks. That's why they used to drug up. So to me, now you're making it sound like the drugging up in the industry came from the team drivers trying to stay awake driving down the road. Again, it's misleading. Okay, and to me, it's like you're trying to stretch truth and stretch facts to fit your own narrative. Okay, it's disingenuous. And look, the more I go into this, it's not personal at all. I'm sure the gentleman is a nice guy. I don't know him, so. But to put out, information that you're claiming to be true, which I happen to have a different opinion on. Like I said, it's disingenuous. You know, to me in life, if you're on a track where somebody's telling you can't do something or you shouldn't do something, you know, they can't live your life for you. I think you're on the right track. You know. Then what? Another thing he brought up, which sent my other half here in a tizzy, was he got talking about the facts of circadian rhythm and how everybody has the circadian rhythm. And the reason why she's correcting me like that is she left the medical field to come do trucking, and she has a degree in sleep medicine. Sorry, I don't know the exact words to use. Sleep medicine. And she did sleep studies for years and years and years, and knows all about the...
Saw many truck drivers.
Yeah, saw many truck drivers dealt with the... What's the thing?
CPAP.
Yeah, the CPAP stuff. And so she knows all about that. And see, what he's saying is not necessarily inaccurate, it's just misleading. Everybody does have that circadian rhythm, okay? But everybody's circadian rhythm is not the same. And she said, think of it like this: everybody has a heart, but it don't beat the same amount of times per minute. You know, it could be different. Where some people, you know, function better at night for whatever reason. Because when he was talking about how you should be driving at night because you're tired and bad things happen and you don't respond very well. My first thought was, I sure hope you don't have a heart attack at night. You need a doctor that's working the night shift, or somebody happens to, you know, be messing around your house and you have to call law enforcement on the night shift, or whatever other reason that millions of people work at night for. You're trying to invalidate that and suck it all into the team trucking industry, okay? So, like, I understand to me, what it sounds like is you're trying to advocate for banking hours for truck drivers, okay? You're complaining about the hours that truckers drive at night, because if you think all these trucks running down the road at night are team drivers, you are outside of your mind, okay? Especially if you run reefer. If you run reefer, your appointments are going to be 1, 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. That's just the way it is. You're going to drive at night, whether or not you're a team driver or a solo driver. So to throw that on just a team format and say how dangerous it is that somebody has to drive tired at night, you're being disingenuous, okay? And it's careless, because you might be talking somebody out of something that they really want to do, and you're not being exactly truthful about it. If you're asking me whether or not people get tired driving a truck, their answer is yes, absolutely. They get tired driving a truck. It's your responsibility to pull over, get you a nap, do whatever it is that you've got to do, a cup of coffee or whatnot.
Take a walk,
get out, do some jumping jacks, whatever it might be. And here's another thing that gets me about that too, as far as team truck driving at night and this and that. You can run your clock however you and your partner want to run your clock. It doesn't have to work out where somebody's driving all night every night. You can switch during the middle of the night. That way somebody's not driving all night long. This is what I'm saying about it. To me, it's very disingenuous. Okay? And then he talks about there being pressure put on teams to perform by the company or by the customer to get things there and this and that. It goes back to what I've said in some of my earlier videos, where, you know, find a situation that's right for you. If you're feeling pressured by your trucking company, then I wouldn't. I'm not going to speak for y'all, because that's pretty much what he tried to do. That's not something that week, we probably feel comfortable in a situation being. Our company doesn't pressure us at all. We found a spot that we fit in pretty good. You know, we don't have appointment times. There's really no time to be anywhere. If one of us is driving at night or whatnot, and you know we feel like we need a nap, then you pull over and take a nap. It's just the way it is. We don't get pressure from ice or bad road conditions. As a matter of fact, if you let our boss man know that it's snowing, he doesn't ask how bad. He doesn't say be careful. He says get off of the road. We don't chain up in this company, and a lot of people I've talked to said their company has the same policies. Now, I'm not going to say that every company is going to tell you don't have to chain up or anything like that. All I'm saying is find a situation that works for you. Okay, so you're not forced to drive tired. Like I said, because you can work your clock where whether you're switching in the middle of the night or however y'all want to work it out to do. I don't want anybody to be discouraged by that. Like I said, I feel like the information was misleading. I understand what he's saying, and I understand that he wants people to be safe and be careful and to not get hurt, and we do too. Okay, but understand whether or not you're a team or whether or not you're solo, you will be driving at night. It's not a 9-to-5 job, and to me that's what it sounded like he was kind of advocating for.
And as a typical night driver, I can say that I feel like my driving at night is safer than driving during the day because there's not as much traffic.
There's not as much traffic, and also through our time of driving, most of the wrecks that we see are in broad daylight as far as big rigs go, and cars for that matter. But as far as big rigs, to us, most of the wrecks we see are at high noon, during the day where, it's the other traffic on the road or whatnot. There's just more traffic. But, he just goes in to say that he doesn't advise people to drive teams. I find that disingenuous. It's like advising somebody not to be a doctor, or somebody not to be a cop, or somebody not to be a firefighter. Just because this is what he thinks does not mean that's right for everybody. To me, it was a big video and it's not right for him, and he's not going to do it, and that's perfectly fine. You don't have to do it. A lot of people don't like running teams. A lot of people like running by themselves. I think he gave an example of, people want to run teams just so they have somebody to talk to, so they don't get lonely. Well, look, if you're the type of person that gets lonely, you might be in the wrong career field anyways.
And coming from a female perspective, running teams gives females like myself the opportunity to drive, because I wouldn't do it alone.
There you go. But like I said, it kind of rubbed me the wrong way, and it didn't make me mad or anything like that. And it's nothing personal to the guy. I'm sure he's a nice guy. Like I said, I don't know him. I don't understand why he felt the need to speak out about that or try to talk people out of it. To me, with what I consider some disingenuous, examples. I find it rather peculiar that we're right here coming out of the coronavirus, and when everything was shut down, that loads got few and far between for some companies, and these team drivers are out there taking loads twice as fast, as solo guys. I don't know, maybe if they had something, played into it or whatnot, that the teams will move loads twice as fast. And maybe he felt like that was taking, so many loads from the solo people. I understand that. You know, but if that's what you're getting at, then aren't you just need to say that. You know, there's no reason to beat around the bush or come up with all these, you know, half-hearted, half-truth examples of it. So I just say, you know, do what you want to do. Find you a good partner if you're wanting to team drive, and don't let nobody talk you out of it. You know what I
The
mean?
main thing is listen to your body. That's if you're a solo driver or a team driver. You got to listen to your body. If your body says you're tired, take a break.
Take a break. All right, guys. Well, we're gonna get on down the road. Y'all keep the shiny side up. Keep it between the ditches.